Hello everyone, I'm Santiago and today I'm gonna be testing the entire Call of Duty franchise on the RTX 2070 Super. So after the 3050 and the Steam Deck, I gotta give this a try. I downloaded all the games, it is more than a terabyte, so I might as well give it a second shot. So highest settings with the widescreen fix, link in the description on how to fix that for this game. And as you'll see, this game is basically over 300 FPS. This is a problem because it has some sound issues and physics problems. So with Rival Tuner I lock it to 144 FPS and things are way better. We don't get any graphical glitches as far as I could see. I've been playing it a little bit. And this is at 4K. So there's some... oh, I killed a friendly. Oh no. So as I was saying, 4K, highest settings, not breaking a sweat, of course. You could even do 8K if you wanted to. Personally, with 4K, I think it looks good enough, considering the age of the game. I don't know if that will work. Sometimes grenades didn't even trigger when I was at 300 FPS. It was kinda funny. Even the steps of the soldier were all wrong, the sound, I mean. Let's go with the rifle. Okay, he's gone. So yeah, this one, as you can see, it's completely fine. You can play it on Windows 11, so no problems there. So let's jump into the next one. Okay, so now is the turn of Call of Duty 2. This one for some reason crashes when I enable the FPS counter, so I'm using the in-game FPS counter. Highest settings 4K. The FPS counter is right above my head. We're at 300 FPS. Still has issues like on Code 1, so I'll lock it to 144. And again, nothing interesting to say. It's a big jump over Call of Duty 1, visually, especially. But it runs completely fine at 4K, with 4x MSI, looks razor sharp. And there are mods to improve textures and all that, but I'm not using those. The video will be 5 hours long. So let's do some shooting, and I'll jump into the next one. Okay. Got him! Let's jump into the next one. Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, 4K, highest settings, basically, and yeah, let's get into it. Yet another one that runs at over 300 FPS in most cases, so lock it to 144 with RTSS. Link in the description on how to do so. So I lock it on 144. What kind of name is Soap? Let's go quick. Oh, Muppet like your past selection. Memories. Come on. Let me jump. Yeah, run. Alright. It'll be fine. Yet another one that is very old. But this one is more compatible. And there's a remaster of this one. But that one runs worse, but it looks significantly better. So yeah. Okay. Anyway, let's jump into the next one. One of my personal favorites. 4K, highest settings. And let's get into it. This one is locked to 91 FPS, so they learned from the previous ones that if your frame rate is too high, it's going to, well, break some things inside of the game. And as expected, razor sharp with 4x MSI, and I think it still looks great considering its age. Although don't play it on veteran, or you're going to suffer grenade spam from the enemies. Trust me on that one. But man, I played this so many times. Especially when I built my first computer. Yeah, it's been a while. When I didn't look at frame rates, as long as it was over 30, it was fine. Everything was smooth. Although I played games at 10 FPS also. Not this one though. Anyway, it's fine. Let's get into the next one. The 2, not the modern one, the oldest one. 4K, max settings, let's go. This one is unlocked frame rates, but my advice is to lock it to 140 or something like that. Some scripted sequences are broken if you're over 200. So do what I said before, lock it to 144 and you're good to go. You can do whatever you want. It runs fine. There's parts with lots of smoke. That's going to drop it below 100 probably. Otherwise, it's fine. Completely playable, of course. And we have the remastered version coming in a few minutes, which is the one I recommend playing on this card. So let's get to it. Call of Duty Black Ops 1, 4K, everything maxed out. Let's go. This one is also locked to 91 FPS. So this is another game where they notice, okay, if the frame rates are extremely high, we're going to get issues. This is another one of my big time favorites. Although you might want to consider locking it to 60 because some scripted sequences break if it's not locked to 60. Sometimes, not always. So if you run into any problems, you know what to do. Just lock it to 60. Otherwise, even with lots of effects on screen, it's okay. On the Steam Deck in this part with SteamOS, it drops frames like crazy. I guess it's a limitation of the Proton in this engine. So yeah, works completely fine. Just lock it to 60 if you run into any scripted sequences that break. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, 4K, max settings, what a surprise. Let's go. This one is also unlocked frame rates, so advice, lock it to 144. As stated before, 144. Huh? Oh, that's a friendly, my bad. Sorry, I shot you in the face. And this one tends to drop below 100 FPS more often. But it's another easy to run game. A little bit more demanding than the previous one. But for these PCs, no issue whatsoever. I would be very concerned if it dropped frames below 100 at this resolution. So yeah. There we go. What I did notice on this one is that the menus are not high resolution, which is weird. The original Modern Warfare 2 has way better looking menus at 4K. So I guess they went full console on this one. The first time I played this was on the Nintendo Wii, so when I played this on PC for the first time I was blown away. After playing the Wii version for a few years. So anyway, let's get into the next one. Call of Duty Black Ops 2, 4K, almost the highest settings. I just lowered the depth of field to low. It looks the same on high, but it destroys performance, so I'll keep it like that. And it has TXAA that looks pretty good, actually. Not sure if it was some temporal solution that Nvidia was doing at the time, but it looks pretty good with that anti-aliasing solution. If you disable it, you're going to get more frames, that's for sure. But it's already over 100 FPS just fine. So, yeah. Let's go! So I'm not sure if this will affect the scripted sequences going over 60. But this one is the one I had the least amount of issues with. At least when I played it back then. I revisited this one many times actually. So it's pretty easy to run actually. Which, wow, what a surprise, an old game runs well. Yeah, but it impresses me that it was from this time. Kinda crazy. Okay. I got him. Oh, nice. RPG. So yeah, let's get into the next one. Call of Duty Ghosts, 4K. Basically the highest. The only thing that I didn't enable was Dynamic Fur. That's an NVIDIA feature, and those are usually just performance destroyers. And 4x MSAA. Let's get into it. So this is the game that has the advanced fish AI. That's why you're seeing drops below 100 FPS. And it also shows a level where frames drop very easily. And the thing that kills performance the most is when using this scope. It's a picture-in-picture method to use the scope. So it's basically rendering twice the amount of things instead of zooming in the whole image. Insurgency Sandstorm does this. I think it's completely unnecessary, at least in this case, for performance reasons. I mean 50 FPS when aiming down sights with the rifle, but then it's like 20 FPS more. Otherwise, it's completely fine. And it's the black sheep, oh doggy, of the Call of Duties. Hey little boy. That's the best part about the game, the dog. Although if you want no drops below 60, play at 1440p or disable MSAA completely. Otherwise, still pretty easy to run. The first one that I needed more than 4 GB of RAM in order to run, which is interesting. We're playing Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. This one, again, 4K, everything on extra or high. The only thing I disabled is motion blur. And if you want more frames, just lower everything to high. You should be good to go. So let's get into it. But it runs better than Ghosts, and in my opinion it looks better than Ghosts. So that's always great. Oh man, sorry about the blue lights. Will you open the door for me, please? And I don't know why the frame times are a little inconsistent here. The flying the flying grenades. So it runs fine. It looks pretty good. Let's jump into the next one. After I get this too. Call of Duty Black Ops 3. This was a big performance hit in comparison to the previous ones. I remember when it came out. So 4K, basically extra settings with high ambient occlusion. You can lower the shadow quality to high to get a few extra frames. I disable order independent transparency for performance reasons. I do that on all my computers on this game. So let's jump into it. But as you can see, it's completely fine. And if you play zombies or multiplayer, should be running even better than this. Oh, got him. So nothing to worry about on this one. completely smooth. You could get it even smoother if you lower everything to high. So you're good to go. And if you lower the resolution, of course. At 1440p, you'll be breezing through it. Anyway, let's jump into the next one. Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered. So 4K on this one is basically Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, but with better graphics. So 4K, highest settings. And what else? Well, I'll disable motion blur depth of field. You can use super sampling if you want to, but it's super demanding. I do not recommend it. It really looks good with SMAA T2X. And looking into the distance, it's fine. This game on the Steam Deck had issues with this raw distance. The CPU wasn't good enough in some parts, but it was on SteamOS, so maybe an OS thing. But on this card it's completely fine, at 4K of course. But it looks great. I was super happy when I saw this improvement. I remember it was being given away with Call of Duty Infinite Warfare pre-orders. That was the only reason people bought Infinite Warfare back then. And then they started selling these games separately. No surprise. So if you never played the original, I recommend you play this one. A legendary game with way better graphics. Oh, sorry Captain Price. And it runs very, very well. But it uses quite a bit of memory. Let's jump into the next one. Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. So 4K native. Textures on high. Everything on the highest settings. Post-process, we disable depth of field and motion blur. And then on miscellaneous options, I cranked up everything except in level of detail. Keep this on high, not ultra. It's pretty demanding for some reason. So let's get into it. When I played this, I remember it ran very poorly. But I had a 750 Ti. But I play all these on YouTube day one. Good times. I remember it was the most disliked trailer on YouTube. The one of this game. You probably forgot this game existed, right? Let me know in the comments. Do you guys remember this game? That this game existed, like, at all? And sometimes I get those big stutters. I think that's related to memory, so maybe consider lowering textures, yeah, to normal instead of high. That's so ridiculous. I have 8 gigabytes. Frick you, game. Yeah, definitely lower those textures to normal and you should be good to go. Let's jump into the next one. Call of Duty World War II. So 4K on this one, I recommend using the pre-T2X resolution at 75%. Lowers the resolution a little bit, but at least for me, in this game I don't notice it with the high pixel count. Then everything maxed out, basically. If you want a few extra frames and do native 4K, lower the shadows to normal, and you should be good to go. So yeah, let's get to it. Okay, that one's gone. I remember playing this game when it came out on stream. It was one of my first Call of Duty live streams on day one. It's kind of interesting remembering that. I feel old now. I've been streaming for a while. Oh yeah, I forget that in this game I have to heal. I need heals. Thank you. Anyway, this one runs completely fine. Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Yeah, you heard that right. Black Ops 4 exists. So 4K, basically highest settings. I recommend though lowering order independent transparency to disabled to improve performance. And yeah, there you go. I'm playing multiplayer with bots because nobody is playing multiplayer online. I couldn't find anybody at all. That's why I'm playing with bots, and this was the first Call of Duty with a Battle Royale mode. So yeah. And of course the Battle Royale mode is completely dead as well, replaced by Warzone. But this was a paid game without a campaign. That's probably why I don't remember it at all. Most people don't remember it. I remember some people asked me if it was a joke that I was doing Black Ops 4. And no, it's not. It actually exists. They thought it didn't exist. So there you go. 4K, no order independent transparency, and it's okay. You can play it just fine if you want to for some reason. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019. Starting from this one, I recommend 1440p to be over 60 all the time, without dynamic resolution or anything like that. On quality, we're doing basically the highest settings. The only thing I didn't enable is ray tracing. I don't think it's worth using in this case. And I lowered the shadow map resolution to high, very minor difference to extra, still looks good. And the particle lighting as well. And you're basically over 80 FPS, and this is a pretty demanding section of the single player. It doesn't look like it, but the amount of effects doesn't help. So if you're playing multiplayer, it's going to be over 100 FPS, no problem whatsoever. I mean, keep that in mind. Multiplayer runs better. And it looks great. So highly recommend it if you haven't played it. Oh, wrong button. I just wanted to bash open the door. Oh, he's so dead. He's gone. Reduced to atoms. Yep. Told you so. Anyway. So as you can see, this one runs fine. There's also Warzone 1, which I'm going to show you in a second. Okay, so now Warzone 1, which is now called Warzone Caldera. Why am I not showing gameplay right now? Well, good question. That's because nobody's playing it. I've been waiting for quite a few minutes, like 20 to 30 minutes, couldn't find a match. And this is because it's only available for people that played Warzone 1, or that people that own Modern Warfare 2019. So yeah, just skip it. You cannot play it, so sorry about that, guys, but I cannot play the game. And it takes forever to load for some reason, so it's completely abandoned. Go for Warzone 2. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Remastered campaign, so the original Modern Warfare 2, but only the campaign remastered like Call of Duty 4. So everything on the highest at 4K. No big deal. It's all good. That's why we can do 4K. It's an old game with newer graphics. So let's get into it. I think they did quite a few good improvements, especially how you get to the mission areas, such as this one. That you start in a vehicle. In the original, that doesn't exist. You just start in the ground. So I think they did a great job with this one. Again, if you haven't played Modern Warfare 2 from 2005, play this one. Looks much better. Quality of life improvements are there as well. You don't get multiplayer, only the campaign, which sucks that it's only that, but hey, there we go. It runs completely fine. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. So this one will be at 1440p like Modern Warfare 2019. But you can do 4K if you want to with DLSS. DLSS quality or performance. really, no, even performance should be okay, DLSS. Then textures ultra, I forgot to download the game textures and models, and when I tried to, my disk was full, so download this if you can. It's like 70 gigabytes only for this, very worth it. Then this setting is bugged, it's on high, and basically everything on the highest, except in those the shadows, they're on high, and ray tracing, I basically disabled it. I don't think it's worth using on this one. So let's get to it. And I disable order independent transparency. Let's go. And again, if you want 100 FPS, use DLSS. If you want to do 4K, you can use quality DLSS or balance, and you're getting over 60 all the time. And it runs better than... the campaign runs worse than the multiplayer. So if you play multiplayer for some reason, maybe with bots, you get better performance than this. But hey, we're talking about the campaign here. So yeah, runs pretty well. And if those stutters are bothering you, lower those textures. Okay, there we go. So let's jump into the next one, shall we? 1440p. On quality, we have everything maxed out. As far as I remember, there's no ray tracing on this one. But there's DLSS if you want to use it. In this case, I don't think it's necessary. This is the level that I had some of the most trouble with. At least as far as I know. Due to the amount of rain, the lights moving with volumetrics. So I expect better frame rates in general. This would be, again, worst case scenario type of thing. So nothing interesting to say about this one, really. If you want to do 4K, just DLSS your way through it. Balanced DLSS should do it. Otherwise, here we are. So let's jump into the next one. Warzone 2. Basically Modern Warfare 2, but some extra changes. So on quality, we're doing 1440p native. You can do DLSS if you want to. But basically we're doing high settings. As you can see there, some stuff on ultra. Mostly high settings. So let's get into it. Okay, so here go the people about to jump. This should be the worst performing part because we're seeing the entire map at once. Okay, we're going to the spot that they are saying. So far so good. I was close, but not close enough. What a surprise. And I'm getting 50 to 60 right now. GPU seems maxed out. So in this case I'll probably use DLSS. I mean it's 1440p. So let's enable DLSS. On quality should be more than enough. DLSS. Quality. On the sharpness, let's keep it at 50. There we go. Because we have water and all that, I think that's why we drop frames.
Your team made it to the safe zone.
Alright. Move out. Have so little ammo. So yeah, that's basically Warzone 2. Quality DLSS. Basically high settings at 1440p. And you should be good. You can do 4K, but keep it at performance mode. On DLSS, I mean. If you do 4K. And I'm not targeting 100 FPS because the CPU wouldn't be enough for it. I tried it with a more powerful GPU and it was kind of a mess. So yeah, Let's do a quick explosion. And I'll be gone to the next one. Nice! And finally, Modern Warfare 2. Not the other Modern Warfare 2s that we talked about today. This is the newest one, the one that came out in 2022. So 1440p, high settings, and no DLSS. If you want more FPS, use DLSS, or if you want to do 4K. But here we're doing native 1440p. Our target is 60 frames per second for the campaign. For the multiplayer, I'll probably do 100 FPS or something like that.
It's a hideout now. Good place to keep us on.
So in this case, I think 1440p is good enough. But if you want to do 4K, again, just do DLSS and you're good to go. Got him.
Clear. Secure this house. Then go for Hassan. Cartel moving fast. Faster. Take the door. Right side.
Anybody else?
No sign of Hassan.
Okay. Got them all. Let's jump into a multiplayer, shall we? A multiplayer is the same settings as single player, but I enable DLSS quality. At 1440p it looks good, at least in my opinion, with DLSS. And usually on multiplayer, if possible, I'll try to target 100 FPS. On the campaign, I'm fine with 60, but if I can go higher for the multiplayer, even better. And it's easier to achieve because we are on smaller maps with less people, less cinematic balls to the wall stuff going on. Usually that's why campaigns are more demanding. Oh. But you get the network component as well. In this case, again, smaller maps, it's fine. On Warzone, it's more demanding because there's 150 players. Here, not even close to that. Okay, big explosion, good for the frame rate. And as you can see, the map is way smaller than on Warzone, so it makes complete sense.
Hostile UAV active. Hostile airstrike incoming.
Okay, got him. An assist, at least. Got him. I was stuck in the ground for some reason. So yeah, that's it for now. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Every Call of Duty on the 2070 Super. I already did also the 3050, the Steam Deck and other GPUs. So I hope you enjoyed this content. And if you want to see any other specific franchise, I'm open to suggestions. There's always something that I haven't covered. Maybe the Crysis franchise, or I don't know, something else. There's always something. So thank you for watching, and I'll see ya next time. Bye guys.